Hello students, I am Shampa and today I am going to discuss about class 12 biology, biodiversity. What is biodiversity? At first we have to understand the definition. Bio means that is related with living organisms, right? And diversity means a variation, a difference. That term, scientific term, biodiversity was popularized by Edward Wilson. And that biodiversity means in our total geographic area, how many kinds of species are there. The summation of different kinds of species is called biodiversity of that region, right? Suppose if I am talking about a room, suppose the geographical or the total area is a room, there might be some mosquitoes, there might be a human being, there might be two kinds of plants. That means there will be plant, two kinds of plant, that means 2 species, mosquito 3 species and 4 human being. Then that room has 4 kinds of species, and that is the room's biodiversity, right? And this diversity can be shown in every step of living organisms and living world. We can see the difference or the varieties from a very small macro or microorganisms or the macro or micro molecules into our body to a large biome or in a biosphere. Basically, we can divide this biodiversity into main 3. One is genetic diversity, the other 2 is species diversity, and the third one is ecological diversity. I am again telling the term. One is genetic diversity, number 2 is species diversity, and the number 3 is ecological diversity, right? Now, we have to know about genetic diversity. Suppose if I am discussing about only one species like human being, we can see that in human being there are so many differences, and one man is to one man there must be very to some extent some varieties, some difference. If we are discussing about twins, there also must be some differences in between twins. So when we are considering the different kinds of variations or varieties of only one species, then the differences in that species is due to the presence of genetic differences. So that is called genetic variations or genetic diversity. In Rauwolfia, there are different kinds of biodiversity that is seen in only that Rauwolfia that is present in the Himalayan regions, and that biodiversity may be in different aspects, like some of them have a large amount of chemical alkaloids like reserpine, some of them have high potency like this, and some of them have different kinds of leaf structure, and some of them have different kinds of length, height into their stem and roots. That's all. So this is the genetic diversity, right? And the second one is species diversity. Suppose we are discussing about Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. If we can go through the different kinds of species of amphibians present in that 2 places, we can see that there are large amount of Western Ghats and that is a larger amount of amphibians are present in the Western Ghats in comparison to the Eastern, right? So this is the species diversity, because only amphibians in Western Ghats, the number of species are much more than Eastern Ghats. And the third one is ecological biodiversity. In India, it's a large country. Somewhere it's mountains, somewhere it's rainforest, somewhere it's desert, somewhere it's rivers, somewhere it's mangroves. So in India there are lots of varieties of ecologies. Somewhere there is pond ecology, somewhere there is desert ecology. We can see a large amount of ecological differences or diversity in India. But in Scandinavia, the spectra or the scene is totally different. There is not present so many differentiations into their climate or into their ecology, right? So there are different kinds of ecological diversities, and that varies from region to region. And it took a long millions of years after the evolution started its journey to gather all the rich kind of biodiversities. But nowadays the biodiversity and the richness of the population, species and everything is in danger due to the unconscious or unthoughtful uses of human beings. The total treasure of world, treasure of earth, or treasure of this total biomass and biological states, we are just ruining, or not ruining, we have already ruined the total structure, total healthy ambience of our world, our mother earth. If we don't stop this kind of behavior, all the diversities, one day all the diversities will be abolished. We are going to lose all the variations one day, and one day there will be deserts only. So we must think about the real thing and take steps to stop all this nonsense and conserve, and we must take steps for the conservation of our biodiversity. Thanks a lot.